You're up rather early. I didn't expect to see you out and about at this hour. Otherwise, I would have started preparing breakfast for you. I always start the mornings by maintaining the castle before I head out to patrol the forest. Oh no, I'm perfectly fine. I have my duties to uphold, so there's a little reason to rest. I don't need to sleep quite as much as you do. I don't sleep at all, actually. I'm able to live without it. Food and drink are the same. My body sustains itself through other means. I think it should be clear by now that I'm not a human. It isn't something I like to share, but I value honesty as do many others I've encountered over the years. Once they start noticing my habits, keeping it to myself only makes them more hesitant to stay. But at the same time, it seems to drive them away once they find out. No matter what I do, they're frightened of me. It's usually why travelers don't tend to stay very long, so I've spent much of my time mulling over what to do and have them stay for a little longer. I quite like having company, and with how deserted the area tends to be, I can never be certain when my next visitor will come by. The one before you showed up 5 months ago, and the one before that was nearly 2 years ago. Both, unfortunately, only stayed for a few hours. I warned them not to brave the forest in the dark, and they paid the price for it. That's something I've wondered about as well. I must have been doing something wrong if risking their lives was a more appealing decision than being my guest. I'd hate to think that the strength I exhibit to kill off such dangerous monsters is the reason they fear me. But without it, I wouldn't be able to save them or entertain the idea of having a companion. I wish to have a long-term companion for many years, but the people who come through here usually have a destination they're desperately trying to make it to. Most travelers aren't here to take a stroll and enjoy the scenery. There's not much to enjoy, unfortunately. There's only so much I can do to make the castle seem less bleak. I'd brush up on my social skills, but I don't exactly have many people to practice with. Even if it's not much, I think a week of talking with you will help significantly. Much more than the few days I've had over the past couple of years. Oh, I have plenty of things to talk about. There's many stories to share from my time spent here, though most are rather gruesome. There are some that don't involve much bloodshed. They are few and far between, and most have been drawn out of my memory by years of fighting off monsters. That might be worth sharing, though how I came to live here is intertwined with my reason for staying. No, actually don't mind talking about it with you. The worries of yesterday have already been carried off by the winds of today. You've given me no reason not to trust you, or even think you could do anything to harm me. My only hope is that my story doesn't make you think ill of me. I was once an adventurer, much like yourself. I braved these forests searching for the strength to fell any enemy that stood before me. Call me greedy for wanting more than what I was capable of, but fighting mortals stopped giving me the thrill I once had for battle. So I took up a journey to find greater opponents. But, as you can probably tell, even the strongest of mortals are no match for the monsters that lurk in the area. And so I had a new goal to gain the power to destroy them. My journey eventually led me here. The castle itself was long since abandoned due to the increasing incidence of blood curses. Surviving an encounter with those monsters is only the beginning. If you are lucky to have been bitten by one, their vengeance for losing their prey would come back to haunt you. You live out your final days in agony until it consumed you. While I never witnessed the fall of the castle, the souls of its former residents still lingered within the halls, unable to pass on with the hatred they held for monsters destroying their livelihood. They no longer scare off unsuspecting travelers. Instead, I offered myself to act as their vessel of vengeance. With the strength of hundreds, I gained the power to annihilate any foe who dares cross me. But the cost of using hatred as your blade comes at a steep price, and I am bound in this castle for as long as there is still someone or something to hate. I apologize if that scares you. I know it's why others have decided not to stay. Still, you don't need to worry. I have no reason to hate you. In fact, your presence puts me at ease. It almost feels as though the curse begins to crack under the power of companionship. I don't know if being close with someone will break the chains that bind me to this castle, but in the event that it does, I've chosen to be as welcoming to my guests as I possibly can. At the very least, it helps me feel less alone. Putting my focus on being a good host for my guests takes my mind off the pain, even if it's only for a short while. A week of your time may not seem like much to ask, but it truly means the world to me. I hope that my story doesn't make a forest full of monsters seem like a more appropriate place to stay for a few nights. I'm glad. But I think that's enough sourness for one day. So, no more stories from me. Oh no, I don't expect you to share your secrets just because I did. Well, I can't imagine to be very pleasant if you want to keep them to yourself. Though, I suppose even the good ones are best kept for close friends. Would it be alright if I ask you to share some happy stories that doesn't involve any secrets? Anything mundane is perfectly fine. Maybe it'll give me a few ideas for how to make your stay more comfortable. Thank you. I'd love to hear about that.